Right. Um, and I believe I'm done with the 12 tribes. Actually, before I leave off, I want to get this too. This is Revelation 7, and I'll start at 4. It says, "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel." All right, this is speaking about the elect, the men of Israel who are going to be sealed in these last days. Salakia. It says, "Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. So when we're going into uh, the 144,000 who are sealed, the elect of God, um, this is also a reason why we know where these people dwell today. There's no other place in the Bible where the 12 tribes are listed in this order. There's a specific reason for that spiritually, right? We attribute Judah to being the so-called African Americans. We attribute Reuben to be the Seminole Indians and Gad to be the Native American Indians. All these are listed together because spiritually giving us a connection of where these people are, right? Said, "Of Asher were sealed 12,000, and of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000." So again, these tribes are dwelling in close proximity to one another, right? Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000, and of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000, living on the same island. And of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. This is Central America. It says, "Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So when you go into this breakdown, the way these people are grouped together shows us that the region where they are living, their dwelling place in the latter days, are in close proximity with certain other tribes, which they are listed in order as, right? So, um, I want to say I went through all the tribes, but I hope you guys were edified. I hope you understand a little bit more if you didn't before. For those who are naysayers to the 12 tribes chart, I just want to say, if you have a problem with it, if you have a problem with taking people out of the 12 tribes chart, you have to then give us a viable antithesis of who these 12 tribes are today, according to the prophecies, according to history, according to the curses as well. We know that all these tribes that were mentioned today fit these curses. They're going through these curses still today, nationally, and according to the blessings and the prophecies, these are where they dwell today in the Western Hemisphere. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you feel like there are things that should be added to the 12 tribes chart, then that's understandable, right? Let's get Luke real quick. It says Luke 21 and 24. It says, "They shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captives into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled." So we know, according to the Bible, throughout the Bible, that Israelites are scattered into every nation under heaven. So when you go and you do your research and you're looking for these 12 tribes outside of the Western Hemisphere, just do it according to scholarship, do it according to the Bible, according to prophecy and history. Go into the customs of these people, and also I would say be careful, because we know some of the people that are attributed to being Israelites in, let's say, Africa, there are definitely Israelites in Africa, but as far as people who have been handed their heritage back by these so-called Jewish people, be careful when you deal with things like that, because like I said, these so-called Jewish people attribute themselves to be in the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So they'll go to these so-called African people who claim to be Israelites, and they'll say, "Well, you're Ephraim, right? Because we're Judah, right? You're Naphtali, and you're this and this because we're the southern kingdom." So they try to attribute these so-called African people or these different tribes of African nations to the northern kingdom for the majority of it, right? Go to Ethiopia, and then you have to be careful with stuff like that because everybody who claims to be Israel is not Israel. Just like we're dealing with these Jewish people who we know for a fact are not Israelites. You have people like the Falasha Jews in Ethiopia. Falasha means fake, right? We have other different sects of people who try to attribute themselves to this book, to this heritage, that have no claim to it. So when you're doing your research and you're going to these other places, I would say be careful with what you accept as true. Be very mindful of who you give your heritage to and who you put on your 12 tribe chart. Actually, what was I gonna get? I was thinking of something, and then I lost it. I believe whatever I was thinking of was in the curses. But I don't remember what it was. Um, so with that, I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, the water for paying attention, watching. I hope this was edifying. Um, if you want to add something to the chart, actually, you can come to Sakari with it. Any information you have, come to me with it. I would love to go through the history and try to pinpoint who. Oh, that's what I was going to get. Okay, so like I said, we know so-called Israelites are scattered into every nation, but the reason we know that the Israelites, for the majority of it, are over here in the Western Hemisphere, a couple of verses, right? Jeremiah 3 and 18 being one of those. It says, "In those days the house of Judah, being the southern kingdom, shall walk with the house of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers." So it's prophesied that the majority of the tribes would come from the Western Hemisphere, which is the land of the North, the Americas. So we know that Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans have origins together from the 12 tribes of Israel. This is Jeremiah 55 and 33. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." So we know that we're going through the same oppression together. We're suffering these curses at the same time in the same land. So this is how we know the majority of this 12 tribes chart is accurate as far as who the Israelites are in the Western Hemisphere. If you want to branch out and do the Eastern Hemisphere as well, do that, but understand that you cannot take out anybody of the 12 tribes chart, especially without a viable antithesis. With that, I want to say the Wada, Kahala, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, and Barakatah to all the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Shalom.